Hey, what up? It's New Age John, and I'm really trying to just come up on here and do some really therapeutic stuff, some really therapeutic shit. I mean, today the energy is rough, and there's no long we can no longer run and hide from our true natures. And a lot of us tend to repress some of our stronger attributes that may feel like rage, disappointment, anger, revenge, just like a need for vindication, a need to be set free from all boundaries set by the self, set by the ego, set by the emotions, set by via traumas or because of traumas, and just like all of these behaviors and feelings and dark energies that like make us foam at the mouth. Really just saying, I'm really fucking done with you. I don't want to carry you anymore. I don't want to be in this anymore. I see that I'm fucking angry and I give a fuck, but I really don't give a fuck. Because you need to make room. You need to get out of my way because I got places to go, things to be. And the rage is more so like, well then allow me or allow yourself to be part of me. And it's like, well, how about you allow yourself to be part of me? The King of Swords and the Devil, the dark side, is speaking. And what is it what do we do? Do we continue to ignore the devil, the King of Swords and the devil? Do we continue to ignore the negative thoughts that we have, or the feelings of intensity that we carry that make us want to do like completely absurd things? And not to say that it's okay to act on any of those things, because usually it's not. It's how we transmute this energy or really come to terms with its existence without suppressing it and like pushing it out of the way. Maybe just admitting to the self that you do feel some way, you know. And it takes a lot of self-work, a lot of like self-control. And the thing is that like we're trying to like not allow these negative impulses of the self to control everything that we do, because this in turn is what is turning into this like ravaged feeling and behaviors. We have the Cancer Sun opposing Pluto and in Capricorn, and I knew this was coming as I mentioned it in a live I did with the Black Swan on Mystical Illuminations here. I'm not sure if this is going to be personal or it's Mystical Illuminations, but either way, I didn't know that it was going to feel this way, and perhaps being a tad dehydrated because I didn't have the spring water. Moving along, Six of Swords, you know, also like fighting against the call to move into peace, to move away into a peaceful, quiet environment, away from the war zone. But it's a lot more difficult when the war zone is right in front of your face, or right in your head, or inside of your heart. You know, there's a storm and there's emotions and anger and confusions and all kinds of distortions happening and at play. And it's not, you know, we're not here to discredit them, but we are here to give them a voice and give them what they need in order to be soothed. For we all have like this aspect of ourselves that gets kind of fed up with certain things, and the only way that we can overcome them is through the act of getting angry and mustering some strength, coming to some sort of like self-truth, and putting, holding the denial, the self-denial of how it is that we truly feel. Again, this is all in validation of such energy so that we can not placate them, but give them, again, the breath and time of day so that we can level the fuck up and get even stronger than it is that we need to be. It's time to level up. It's time to kick it up a notch. Okay, let's see. So we have the King of Coins, the 5 of Swords, and the 10 of Wands. And I'm going to mention the live I did yesterday with the Black Swan. Things are, one of our teammates that we were doing, I don't know, we were reading for someone and we were talking about how like heavy is the one who wears the crown, or was that the neighborhood hope dealer? Someone was talking about heavy heads and crowns. And the King of Coins definitely exemplifies this energy as this is reality. You know what I'm saying? Like, my kids are outside with their dad. I have a 2-year-old. This is reality. I can't escape it. And shout out to all the mothers out there, because boy, do we deal with it. 10 of Wands, okay, this burden, this tiredness, this frustration, this is the King of Wands, knows his worth, has worked hard, has climbed the ladder, has climbed the mountain, has built, has invested time, has studied, had become a master, went through all the pentacles, did all the work, all the exchanges, financial exchanging, learning, practicing, all this slow movement, slow progress, waiting. The King of Coins has, in order to get into his position, has had to deal with all of these things. The 10 of Wands. And the frustration that's happening right now is a mental conflict. The mental conflict is muddying up the airs enough to not see the fruits of our progress, the fruits of our labor. Perhaps we're feeling like this King of Coins, but we're just not fucking seeing it. We're just not fucking seeing it. And we want our reward. We want what's owed to us. We've maintained our integrity. We've maintained our character. We've stayed sure-footed. We've stayed loyal to the process. Despite interferences, despite petty arguments and petty fights, and just like these crossroads in the way that our mind is firing. The 10 of Wands is also the 10 of Wands basically is the material that you need in order to either set your fire ablaze, or is the work harvested. But this is labor, this is toil, okay? And I think we're kind of mad, we're kind of tired of it. And although like this, we can think of our own feelings and our own burdens as being petty, which is why we continue to push and fight, but even the king meets his match and, has his moments. You know what I'm saying? Wisdom and balance. I mean, with the Libra Moon transit here, I think logically we're striving for that wisdom and balance. We're understanding that we do have the wisdom and that we must put into action that balance, but things are a bit complicated. And this is that challenge for the King of Coins. This 10 of Wands, this 5 of Swords, this burden, this mental conflict. Now, what I want to see is, what is it that we are not seeing? Because, boy, I know we're feeling it. I know we're feeling it, and we're dealing with it. What is it that we're not seeing? What is it that needs to be made clear? You know what? I'm going to take from the archetype deck. I don't know. It's a red deck, and I think it actually likes to be like fired up and charged this way. I was clearing it all last night in that manner. I'm thinking it's just the deck that likes it. What is it that we're not seeing? So this is going to show us light and shadow attributes. So we have vampire. To me, this is Pluto, Scorpio energy. And then we have artist. And immediately it's like, this could be the dark side, is that these energies and these forces, either expressed, unexpressed, this feeling of feeling burdened, tired, exhausted, not heard, is something I believe that needs to be spoken up against, because it's a vampiric action. It's a vampiric energy, okay? If it's not something, if it's not, there's multiple ways that this can unfold. The unexpressed anger, burdens, and hurdles is serving as a vampiric energy, and does need to be removed. On the other hand, there's a vampiric energy around us that we're not aware of, which is making us kind of throwing these hurdles in our path, making things seem a little bit more difficult than what they are, but not to discredit the difficulty that is being experienced at this time, because it sure is a thing. Humans are resilient, but I think there is a breaking point, you know? So this vampiric energy can be an energetic attachment, and I think it also can be propelled from an external force. That needs to be looked at. That needs to be assessed. Is this truly your nature? Has it always been your nature? When you express it, do you feel better? You know, where is this coming from? Totally important to assess where it is that this is coming from. And with Plutonian things are buried deep, deep, deep below the surface. They're not things that we can see with the eyes, but they are deeply felt. And it's quite subtle, yet intense, but over time, with this steady, intense, like, kind of existence, one becomes used to the pressure. Okay, breaking point. We have the artist here. So this could be channeled from a vampiric energy that makes you even more angry, or into a channeled artistic passion. It takes a lot of power and will to redirect anger, to redirect ferocity, to redirect frustration, you know, because when we're in the moment, mulling and stewing and thinking and doing all these things with our mind, can really become addictive, right? Because we for so long have been wanting to express this energy. The challenge here is to turn that around and use it in an expressive, creative manner that soothes your soul, but potentially the souls of others, but mostly because it soothes you. So this can be a mark of a highly, highly creative time. It's working. This is meant to be a release. This is working. This could be a highly creative time where, like, you're getting the energy sources from your own inner irritations and then transmuting them, changing them, refueling them into something that you're more passionate about, something that you're determined to speak about, something that you've been afraid to speak on, act on, create on. Use this energy, frustration, like intense energy and translate that into courage and anger enough to like bulldoze and knock any walls down that keep you from expressing your true being and your true nature. A lot of it has to do with repressing aspects of yourself that you have deemed unacceptable, or that you thought society would deem unacceptable. Figuring a way how to fully integrate this into our personality, the sun in the Cancer, and our heart and our core being, and finding a balance in that with the Libra Moon. Jesus. Let's read the light and shadow attributes of the vampire and the artist. This is also someone who is very magical and is able to manipulate energy very easily and not know it. A vampire, light attribute, makes you aware that someone or something is draining your life force. So something or someone is draining our life force. We must become aware of it. What is it? It could be our own inner being. Excuse me. Shadow attribute, depleting others for your psychic survival, chronic complaining, and codependency. Yeah, this goes back to the stewing and the brewing. And instead of making matters worse by overly absorbing the energy, hence becoming vampiric in its nature, we need to grow a pair of balls and redirect that and gain enough control to artistically express this. Artist, light attributes, expressing a dimension of life that is just beyond the five senses, inspiring others to see life symbolically. And being an artist is being a psychic. Artists express things that are beyond the five senses. You know, artists express things that we could only imagine. And so we're taking this darkness and we're figuring out how to express it in a way that transcends the mundane, so that we could actually experience some healing, so that we could actually experience some release and integration, and to clog up wherever we're leaking our life force energy. I mean, we're tired of it, I think, and this is probably why we're always feeling tired and depleted, and you know, things aren't feeling the way that they should, knowing that we're the king of coins, and we gotta handle this. We gotta handle this light and shadow. Shadow attribute of the artist, using talent as an excuse to mistreat others, posing as a starving artist to elicit pity. Now that's just a whole nother level of vampirism, so be wary of any type of manipulation, because this is Pluto is an extremely manipulative planet. I mean, maybe more so Scorpio, but it's what we do with it that matters. Excuse me. Wow. That was a major release. Oof. Holy moly. Let's pull a card from the Black Moon Lilith, which is like my astrology deck. Let's just see what energy is like prominent right now, other than the energies that we spoke of, like the Sun, Pluto, Moon, Cancer, Capricorn, Scorpio, Libra. Lunar eclipse change, yes. We're going through a deep, dark soul of the night kind of change. Lunar eclipse to me is change that we don't see, that is extremely hard to perceive, and that is dark and hidden in nature. See how these two colors almost like blend to me. Usually vampires come out at night, right? Aquarius. Social changes, and these social changes are stemming within us. We have Saturn in Aquarius retrograding. Social changes first begin on an individual level. So we are leveling up energetically, although we're confronting some nasty sides. Wow, I'm feeling so much better already. Just about there. And then we have third house messages. When it becomes redundant like that, I just know that the message is closed and the message has been received. So communication is key in figuring out a way to artistically express yourself. One that ultimately brings change to the whole, disconnecting from any vampiric tendencies or any vampiric energies attempting to attach to you through allowing this lunar eclipse, which is an emotional change, to occur, hence unleashing any artistic ability beyond the five senses, bringing this 10 of Wands to a culmination, defeating the own inner critic that is actually causing this haywire in the mind, and re-emerging as the King of Coins. Sun, Pluto is soul, egoic transformation. Having the moon squaring these energies is also a lunar one. Pluto being subconscious and deep and dark. This is shadow transformation and shadow release. This is not an easy one, my friends. But at least you know that you're not alone. We will be finding and claiming and standing in our mastery by the time the transmutation is complete. So until next time, my friends, thank you, and I'll talk to you later.